All right, we back once again. We're going to do a quick review, so stick with me if you can, of the Moneymoves The Dawn version 2 Algo versus Trusted Signals, basic Algo that you get with the package. There's a lot more indicators that come with both communities, both companies, but these are kind of their flagship ones. Now, the Moneymoves Dawn one, I think the new flagship one is probably going to end up being their Ishimoku algorithm, which is still sort of in final development. I think it might be done today, but I wanted to go over their most recent leader as far as their algos go. So I'm going to go through some of the features, some of the pros and cons, some of the things I like and don't like, and some of the things I use and don't use with both of them. So hopefully you stick around. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible because I've been trying to do takes of this over and over, and they get pretty long. I don't like a long video, so I want it to be pretty short. So I'm still wasting 30 seconds here blabbering on. So let's just move on to it. So first thing I like about the Moneymoves Dawn is that it comes with the presets for different tickers, and I think this list will end up growing as the community tests them and comes up with optimized, live back-tested settings for the Dawn. So very nice to have a specific, unique setting for a ticker on a time frame that you can focus on. That way you're not worried about, hey, is my ATR setting off, or is my moving average length too short or too long, that kind of stuff. Something that's already been tested live with a bunch of other traders. So definitely like that feature that's built into the algo. That's something that's unique from what I've seen with a bunch of different algos. ATR risk calculator. What that is it's going to show you a panel down here of your risk and your reward, your account size, blah, 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 your percent risk, your stop loss, what it is, your lot size, that kind of stuff. So kind of nice having the panel there. I actually don't run with the panel myself, but I know some people, you would like to have that on there. So that's definitely a nice feature. Another thing too that you get with this one is, I'm going to talk about this real quick, is the name. Like that one, that's the one thing I would change is the name, because the name doesn't do it justice. It's called the Dawn, but it doesn't do it justice because you don't know when you say the Dawn, you don't know what it is unless you know it's an algo. But so I'd say Trusted Signals probably has the edge there as far as just the marketing standpoint. But as far as the meat and the bones, I'm still leaning towards the Dawn being a lot more flexible, a lot better, just a lot more complete as far as a trading system goes. So having the option to change your calculator size, or basically your signal size and stuff like that from desktop to mobile, pretty nice. A lot of people trade from TradingView with their phone, so being able to change your algo to just kind of like a smaller version of itself, very nice feature there. Turn that off actually. I don't know if you guys can still hear that if I turn that off, but being able to set your risk here and stuff like that with your account size, your risk, take profits, your stop loss, and then you can show your stop loss, your entry, stop loss, and target prices. This is a very nice feature. A lot of algos have this. And this is one of the more clean ones that I've seen. One of the more smooth ones. It actually leaves a shadow of the trades as well, so that's kind of nice to have the shadow of the trade shown on the buy signal. Okay, so it hasn't generated a buy signals because I've actually turned them all off, so we'll start turning those on real quick. All right, so strict, what this means is you actually can set strict filtered signals based on baselines. Your baseline is your trend, your prevailing trend for that time frame. And not only that time frame, you can actually set strict signals for a higher time frame. So very nice. If you really wanted to get high quality signals, you can actually set this to be 3 baselines and a higher time frame, and only take the signals that show up when you're going with basically the overall completed trend. Now you might have to wait a while to get those signals, and I've tried running this for a while, and you do sit around for a bit waiting for a really good signal. But some people like to trade like that. So if you're like that and you only want those signals, you can set this up like this, put the alert on, and you basically go about your time, and when that signal comes, you can hop in there and make your trade. So a nice little flexible feature. But for this example, we're only going to be running the baseline 1, okay, because that's basically how I do it, okay? All right, so you can see it prints the SSL. So I'm using the SSL. We're going to run down here real quick. The SSL is what I like to use. You can use the moving average, which is the Moneymoves moving average, is a proprietary moving average created by the Moneymoves guys. So very interesting little moving average, and I might do some more videos on that later because I really like it. But you can use any one of these moving averages, the Kaijinsen, the McGinley, weighted moving average, blah, blah, blah. So you can use that. So here's the 3. So like I said, 3 baselines. You can set up your 3 baselines and at any length you want. Okay, you can change the power of the JMA. You can change the Kaijin divider, whatever you want to do. I haven't messed with any of these stuff. I've basically just been running this SSL 1 baseline, 100 length. Okay, I'm keeping it super simple, messing with that. Another thing too, you can change the mode to scalp or swing. What that means is you're swinging trades are only the trade signals that come once the baseline is broken. So right now we are sitting in a sell signal on E-mini 15-minute. You're sitting in a sell signal that was generated at 5:30. Okay, entry point was 45.67. It's already hit target price 1. The algo automatically moves the stop. The stop would have been up here. As soon as target price 1 hits, it moves the stop to break even for the rest of your contracts or shares or whatever you're trading. So very nice. I like that movement with that stop loss. It reminds you, hey, move your stop to your break even, and then you can just sit there and wait for your next target prices to get hit, or you get stopped out, one of the two. This is the swing version because you're just taking the signal off the break. You see it kind of got chopped up here. This was an overnight session, so again, you have to trade with it, know when to trade it. You don't really want to be trading it too much in the overnights or in the other, the other country sessions, especially into kind of a choppy look like this. Oh, so you can set it to scalp. Okay, what the scalp is going to do is allow you to take signals within the overall trend. The overall trend is the baseline, whatever baseline you end up choosing. The intermediate trend is going to be this moving average, or you can set it to be the forecasted moving average. In this case, I'm using the proprietary moving average. Okay, so then you're going to take signals that are generated within the overall trend. It allows you to kind of scalp and take more trades. They're going to be less quality. They're going to be decent quality. They'll be less quality, but it'll allow you to trade a little bit more. But you can see how you get a little bit more chopped up because of it. So just be ready for that. Let the stops hit. Let the target prices hit. That kind of thing. And just let it play out. But that's if you wanted to trade within the trend. But what that does is it allows you to filter out only trades that are going with the prevailing trend. So if we're in a sell, you're only going to be taking sell signals because it's a strict algo setup. So really nice about this particular script is that it allows you to filter these signals out. Okay, so another thing too comes with the oscillator, the Moneymoves capo oscillator, sort of like an RSI. A very nice oscillator, but it's basically just going to give you the overall trend, the momentum, essentially. So right now it's saying the momentum is down because obviously it's red. So you can mess with the settings and stuff like there too. You can even filter the signal for strict entries based on the capo too. So it won't, like if you wanted to take sells, you would only take sells when this is red. This right here, every valid signal, is actually going to, every time a signal is generated, regardless of whether or not you're in a trade or not, it's going to generate a new trade for you. So it's just basically going to take every signal that's generated, it's going to pop up and populate a new trade. So very cool there. All right, so then you get the forecasted MA. A really cool unique feature too. So 2 unique things that you get with this algo that you don't get with a lot of others. But this one's really cool too, is that is a forecasted buy or sell. So where you don't get a lot of leading indicators with some of these algorithms, you get an attempt at one here. I haven't messed with it too much. I have seen it work for me in the past, and I've seen it not work sometimes. So still, jury's out on that as far as how good it is. There are free forecasted moving averages built into TradingView, and I don't see a lot of people using. Basically, I think it's just like a linear regression forecasted moving average, but it can work. I think it can work, but I prefer just to kind of use the baseline and this moving average. At least that's just how I'm doing it now. That might change. I might start messing around with this and might like it. So, but that's basically how that's going with that. So that's pretty cool. So that's like the first half of this. Another thing that's really nice about this one is you can put the backgrounds in here for each session, and I like how that's built into the script, so you don't have to waste your script or waste your indicator count, because you can only have so many indicators. You don't have to waste it with another indicator just to show the backgrounds of the sessions. So that's pretty nice. And you can filter your signals based on the session. So if you only want to take, so say for example, you only want to take London session signals, okay, you can you can filter all the signals to just the London session, and you could filter out everything for just the capo, and you could do higher time frame, and you could do baseline. So you could take, or you could do all three. Okay, so I only want to take London session signals based on all three here. So let's just make this like a way to move an average or whatever. Okay, and I only want to take swings, and then let's maybe throw in New York. Okay, a lot of different stuff you can do. That's why I like this algo so much, because there's so many different things you can do. So you got the buy here for New York, and there you go. So a very valid signal that was generated there. Another thing that I like, so I'm going to get rid of all this. Another thing I like here is, I'm going to say I like a lot of stuff, but because I do, is that it comes in with your demand and supply zones. So you can base those off the close open or the high low. I like that too, just kind of building in your demand and supply. So if you're a demand and supply type of trader, you got that built in as well. And you got support and resistances for your swing highs and swing lows. Very nice little feature. A lot of algos throw this in there too. Pretty nice to have that as well. Left bar, so you can basically make that as long as you want. Also has the daily, monthly, weekly opens and the tails. So you get your normal levels here. So here's your daily levels, weekly levels, like kind of all cluttered up here. That's why the market couldn't get through there, because there's just such a confluence of levels there. But you get that built in as well too. So you can kind of build your system based on how you like to trade. Show time frame ranges, blah blah blah. Don't really care about that too much. Okay, so another thing too is your candle type. So you can actually use the smooth Heikin-Ashi. I don't know, they need to fix the it says Heikin-Ashi here, so kind of funny there. But this is an interesting candlestick that I want to highlight here. And basically what it is it's a candlestick that is taking it's off your baseline. So you'll see here. So you can basically remove your candlesticks if you wanted to, and just use that as your candlestick, and you can kind of get an idea of the flow of what's happening here. It's kind of a nice, interesting take on the Heikin-Ashi, I would say. A little bit different. Pretty interesting. So I like that that candlestick. I've tried to use it a few times, but you could use the smooth Heikin-Ashi as well if you want. And so as your candlestick to give you your really strong sell signals, buy signals. I like this a lot because I'm a fan of smoothing out the choppiness of a trend, essentially. So really cool feature there where you don't get all chopped up with the crazy moves that happen within a candlestick. So really cool feature there. You can start seeing the trend kind of change there and everything. So very interesting. So keep messing with that if you like. If you want to, I just use none. I've been just using just a regular candlestick. I've actually just been using the Heikin-Ashi regular because I'm used to it. I know how to trade Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, so that's why I've been doing it that way. Next, let's just keep going here. We're going to go all the way to the bottom of this. You can set this to basically send you alerts for whatever you want. So if you only want buy and sell alerts, okay, you basically just click those, and then you can come in here and set your alert to basically be any function call, create that alert, and you're going to have that, there it is, show up, and it's going to only show you the alert functions that you check marked. Okay, all right, so that's the Dawn. Okay, so we kind of done a pretty decent walkthrough of the Dawn. So we're going to go over here to Trusted Signals. Again, we're talking about just kind of comparing and contrasting the two. I'm going to remove everything that I was messing around with earlier, and I'm going to kind of keep going through what I like and don't like, and they both seem fine. I still think the Dawn is a little bit more flexible, but this is pretty good too. Trusted Signals has a pretty good setup as well. They have two different script versions. I'm not familiar with the script version, so I'm not going to say whether that's good or bad, but they have two different script versions, and then they also have an extra signal setting that the Dawn doesn't have. It has a hold setting, so it's going to give you less signals. Now you can set the Dawn up to be like this with that triple baseline and super filtered settings, but this one just kind of builds it in. So it has a scalp, swing, and hold setting and a manual setting. Okay, so I set it up on version 1, scalp. We can set version 2, scalp or swing. So that's kind of nice, depending on your trade style. Reactivity, I'm not exactly sure what that is, to be honest. I've seen this before. I think I saw this with Elite Signals. And then depth. I don't care too much about what these are. I'm sure some of you might know what they are. All I care about is, whether the signals are good or not. And I think the signals are probably fine. I haven't tested this out, so I'm not going to comment too much on what I don't like or like about the actual signals themselves, because I haven't live tested them yet. I will be doing that, but I haven't live tested them yet. So whether this is a fair comparison or not, for me, an objective comparison, that the jury's still out on that. But I definitely think this can help people kind of decide on what they do and don't like. So, and you can also change the bar color based on the buy and sell here. So that's kind of cool. Trend length for the bar color, 4.5, so you can mess around with that, kind of get it to wherever you want. Convergence filter, so they do have a filter built in. I do like having the filter built in, but you can already see that that's not too good. So we definitely don't want that on there if I was just messing around with this. Use ADX filter, so if you use ADX indicator, you can filter it by that. So that's kind of cool. I like having the filters, but whatever setting I have there, basically just generated a few cells and a few buys. So filtering based on ADX, I don't like that already. You're not getting enough signals there. So and you can probably mess with the numbers there too. Show current trade stats table. So that's going to be this table up here, which I'm not a fan of. That's one thing I don't like, just as from a aesthetic standpoint. Is why such a decent algo here? Why don't they have the target prices and stop losses here? Okay, so that seems like a basic thing. I paid a guy on Fiverr $40 to create a target price script for me and stop losses for just a basic super trend. So $40 got me that. This was obviously taking a lot more money to create this script. And so they just put the current trade panel here. I don't like that. I don't like that panel there. Show multi-time trend table. You can get this for free with TradingView. Basically, they have that already built in here. So TradingView. Where is it? I know it's in here, so don't even trip. I already know what's in here. Technical analysis, technical rank. Here we go. So technical ratings. You already get a multiple time frame, a version of that with it's built into TradingView. So this is it right here. There you go. It's a time frame right there. So you can mess with that too if you like. and set the settings up. So if you wanted like just a 15-minute, 30-minute, that kind of stuff. So that's already built in. And I'm not a fan of it anyways, because, you know, when do you take the trade? Do you know, is this going to be part of your system? Then if it is, then you should like it. But I don't like all this information here. I don't like seeing that the daily's still green and then I want to go short. You know, I don't want to know that. It throws my trade off. So having that in there, not a fan of that. But yeah, some of you might like that. So that's definitely available for you. So having that on there might be your thing. You can actually throw on the different bands as well to just help you visually kind of see the trade. This one can be a Donchian channel, a Keltner channel. These are just free indicators again. Nothing special about them. I'm not exactly sure if signals are being generated from these channels, or are they just on there so that you can, you know, basically trade. So again, if you're going to buy an algo, why buy one? And I'm just talking specifically about having this as a feature. If it has nothing to do with the signals, then I don't know why it's here, essentially. And you could probably say that with the Dawn too, and some of like the pivot points and stuff like that, because they don't have anything to do with the actual buy or sell signal. I only want the algo essentially to be completely and utterly about the buy signal. And everything about it is either filtering the buy signal or generating a more quality buy signal. I don't want, if you're going to use the algo for the buy signal, I don't want my input in there. So having the band show up there just means that I'm taking subjective trades based on what it's saying. And so which trades do I take? I might as well not have it if I'm just going to take my own buy and sell signals. You know, so hopefully you see my point there. It's like kind of pointless to have that built in there. Same thing with this cloud. This thing is free. You can get 1,000 different EMA clouds with TradingView. So why have just a basic EMA cloud in here, which you can just get anywhere on TradingView? So again, kind of pointless if it doesn't have anything to do with either filtering the signal out or generating a signal. It's pointless to have it on there. It's just basically fluff. So these are just fluff to me, having those in there. The ADX filter, I mean, I could probably learn to use this a little bit, so I'm not going to comment on that too much. I do like a filtering system in there, so that's kind of nice. The tables, we already talked about that. I like showing the daily ADR range. I like this. This might be something that, and I think might be coming with some of the new Moneymoves algos, but I do like having showing the ADR and the ATR. So that's a nice feature having that on there. That's information I like. And then I like these. So you get the daily, weekly highs and lows, and the previous daily, weekly, and monthly highs and lows. I like having that on there as well. So, you know, based on which ones you want to use. You don't have to have them all on there, but I do like having that feature built in because the levels are important to me. The Bollinger Bands and EMA Cloud's not important to me. Might be important to you. Okay, so getting rid of those. You can have those on there. I'll show the swing points. So if you're a basic trend follower here, you can show the swing points, which is going to kind of give you their highs, higher highs, lower lows. So pretty nice. So you got a lower low based on the 25 swing points look back. So then you know that the sell signal is probably pretty good. You got another lower low, lower high, lower low. Not really sure how that's a lower low, but so that's interesting. It printed a lower low, but it's actually a higher low, so I'm not sure about that one. They might have some sort of glitch built into that. That's lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. I guess it's a lower low compared to this. I might not know what I'm talking about there, so don't listen to that part of me, because that doesn't make any sense. That should be a higher low right there. Okay, so this right here I'm not too sure about. I don't use it anyways. It has the Forex sessions in there, so not as many, and you can't filter with these sessions, but you can actually show the high and low of the sessions, which is kind of nice. I like that. So, but again, you can't, like you could with the Dawn, come in here and filter out the signals based on the session. You can't do that with Trusted Signals. script. They might add that on later on. I don't know, but you can't do that there. So showing support and resistance, pretty basic. You can throw that on there. Something that's different here is having the trend lines and fibs that you don't get with the Dawn. So if you are a trend line and fib trader, then you probably would want to be more in like Bollinger Bands. So if you do use Bollinger Bands and EMA clouds, trends and fibs, trend lines and fibs, then trusted signals might be more your thing. And I don't use that stuff. That's probably why I lean more towards the Moneymoves one. Also because I don't use the trend lines and fibs ever. So I definitely not. These are just pointless for me, and I would never use them. It's, again, just fluff. So the Bollinger Bands, EMA clouds, trend lines, and auto fibs, fluff for me. There's support, resistance, and the weekly highs and lows, monthly highs and lows. Very good stuff. So there's really good stuff and really, kind of pointless stuff. And you can extend the lines for the fibs as well, both sides. So that's going to be the basics of the two algos. Having this panel here again, I didn't think I really went over this too much, but kind of pointless information. If you're a trader and you don't know that your open position is long, or the open position, so it's just basically telling you that its open position is long, then this is kind of pointless information. Like, why do I need to know this? Current downtrend, I know what a downtrend is. So otherwise, I don't even need to see the chart. Oh look, now it's an uptrend. Market sentiment negative. Okay, so how is this being generated? Is this just an RSI? What is this? What is that? The oscillator. So okay, here's the proprietary oscillator, whatever that is, however it's generated, says it's bearish. So we got an uptrend, but we're bearish. Okay, so again, throwing me off. What do I do? Market volatility low. That's kind of nice, having a market volatility indicator. But how is it generated? So is this a reliable indicator? Is this going to be part of my system? Extra information that I don't really care about so far, because I really don't care about any of this personally. If you care about this stuff, then you go with Trusted Signals, because the Dawn's not going to have that built in. Now, I think they are building it, again, they're building it into their newer algorithms. They're going to have some similar type of stuff here, but I don't care about that kind of stuff in my trading. And then higher time frames. So now we got a redundant setup here, so you could probably get rid of this little panel here. So we don't need that at all, because you already got this here, or you don't need this because you already got this. So hopefully this does it justice here with the comparison. I went through each one of these. If you like, I kind of went through. If you like certain stuff, then Trusted Signal is going to be more your thing. If you like, super flexibility with filtering your signals and that kind of stuff, you're going to like the Dawn a little bit better. Trusted Signals is $99 a month, so a little bit cheaper. The Dawn is going to be about $150 a month. But you get access with both of these. You get access to all the indicators. So you can, find something that you like, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, hopefully if you like this, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.